Hey, what's up everyone? Time for malt reviews. This is part 2 of our Springbank Local Barley series. This time we're going to be doing cask 442. Springbank 1966 Local Barley, cask 442. In part 1, if you guys haven't seen the video, we did cask 441. This particular one is bottled at 61.2% ABV. So without further ado, let's...
And again, this is Springbank. It's distilled, all these local barleys are distilled 1966. Great year for Springbank. They're bottled 1990, 24 years old. I'm pretty sure these were, don't quote me on it, the first release of the legendary local barley series. There's a lot more after that. There's different years of the 60s, there's 30-year-old ones, 36-year-old ones, but these are known as probably the best of the local barley series. These 3 special casks, and this is cask 442. We're about to try here.
All right. So 441, if you guys haven't seen the video, it was even better. I mean, we kind of expected these to be really, really good, but we haven't, we did it, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago? So exactly. We're not recording these in the same day, and it was just mind-blowing. We both scored at 96, and we were actually talking about it when we were like, it was approaching that 97 level. So it was really, really good. So obviously we're really excited to try these other 2 as well. So the color on this one is a little lighter than the last one, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a nice dark color here. It's nice mahogany, but not super, super dark like the other one was, almost like dark red coffee-ish almost, right?
Yeah, the other one was approaching exactly beyond dark mahogany, like coffee, like you said.
Yeah. So
this one's really nice. Nice dark gold to light mahogany.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is going to handle water decently at 61.2%, but we'll first attack this without any water. On the nose. Definitely, again, you could definitely tell it's a Springbank with that cola, that honey mustard, the beeswax, similar to the other one that we had. On this one, at least at first nosing, I am detecting quite a bit more alcohol, and it could be the high ABV. It's at over 60%, but you could really tell how alcoholic it is. So letting this breathe and adding water, I'm assuming, is going to help it. But it's very Springbanky right off the bat. Crystallized candied dark fruits, along with that cola, the vinaigrette, and the honey mustard.
Yeah, this one, I am getting what Narby said, and very similar notes. A subset of what we got in the 441, the previous review. But I noticed, not just the alcohol, this one is a lot more closed up than the 441 at first. So I think, like Narby said, it's going to take some time, take some air, and take some water to reach its full potential.
This one has a little bit more of citrusy elements to it. Getting some sweet lemon, some sweet orange, even hints of grapefruit.
I was gonna say, even though these are all sherry casks, I'm not getting the typical dark Springbank sherry cask elements. I'm getting almost more like Springbank bourbon cask elements, like Narby's talking about, with the light tropical fruits and the apricot, the mango, the orange. I'm almost getting more of that. It's
Yes.
quite different than the 441.
Yeah, it's definitely different. It has, like I mentioned in the beginning, it has those elements that I mentioned, the cola and the vinaigrette, but it's not as thick and viscous as the 441 was. It's there, but it's not in that same intense way. Getting some mango and some stone fruits, some pineapple even. So it's definitely complex and unique, and it's a whiskey you'd really want to spend quite a bit of time on. I do want to try this on the palate without putting water in first, but definitely needs water. It noses pretty fresh, right? It actually noses a little younger than 441, right?
For sure.
I would think that this, if I compared them directly side to side, I would guess that this one was a bit younger.
No, totally. I'm getting a lot of cinnamon and almost some exotic Indian spices.
Yeah.
As well as some like similar to the bourbon elements, some French pastry, some crepes, a little bit of lemon, toffee, butter, some cashews, some sweet nut elements.
Definitely the toffee and the cashews, nutty. It doesn't have as much of the dark leather and espresso coffee flavors where the 441 did. This one's a little bit lighter in that sense. The fruits in there are really candied again, very sweet, yet not too sweet. That's a very enjoyable thing. And where the fruits were more like rich, dark, jammy fruits, where it was very like thick and cooked on 441, or on 442 they're not quite as thick and viscous, where like a jam elements of a fruit, where these ones are more on candied fruits.
Yeah, as time goes on, like Narvi's saying, it's very complex. But yeah, those candied, it's like fresh fruits, but candied, like
very candied,
gummy
very
bear
sweet.
form.
Yeah,
those are coming out like crazy, and we always love those. Every flavor you can think of.
Should we try it on the palate before adding some water?
Sure.
It's very intense, pretty alcoholic. Yet when those alcohol elements start releasing, you start getting those candied fruits. Lemon, orange flavored chocolate, toffee, caramel, a little bit cola, a little of that vinaigrette, a little bit of the honey mustard, but mainly candied fruits. It's drying, it's oaky, it's a little spicy, but overall too alcoholic at 61%, to not add any water, so definitely needs water.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's mind-blowing the amount of alcohol level. And whereas what you want in a high alcohol one is you want kind of more like an oily consistency where the high alcohol doesn't bother you. But this one is just pure alcohol burn, and it dominates. What I notice is there can be good complexity and bad complexity. To me, not all complexity is good. This is like schizophrenic complexity. It can't decide if it wants to have the older flavors like leather and the honey mustard and the vinaigrette, or if it wants to have the tropical elements, or if it wants to have the wood spice. Like, the way that they intermingle, it's not smooth. It's kind of like not logical, not intuitive. Whereas the 441, everything just melted together perfectly. That's one thing I get from this. So it's complex, but it's kind of tricky, and it's making me almost work too much to figure out the different flavors.
Yeah. By adding quite a bit of water and lowering the ABV of this, it definitely helps the nose right away. It freshens it up. It really brings out all those fruits. In terms of additions to this, I'm getting some more like apricot, mango, peach, all crystallized again, like we said before. It's just more pleasurable on the nose without the alcohol heat, by adding quite a bit of water and lowering the ABV closer to 50% rather than at 61%. So that's my guess right about now. It's probably close to about 50% alcohol.
Nice.
Yeah.
Totally. It's a gummy bear party.
Yeah.
It's a fresh fruit party. Yeah, it definitely helps.
Right away. Really, really, really nice with the addition of water. I'm going to try it on the palate. It's very drying. It's filled with wood spice, with cinnamon spice. It's the vinaigrette comes out more now. You mentioned the Indian spices.
Yeah.
I'm definitely noticing that right now on the palate. It's less fruity on the palate than it is on the nose. So I'd say the nose is slightly better than the palate, especially with the addition of water. It really opened it up and became really, really fresh and fruity, where you are getting those fruit elements on the palate, but not as much. Where with the previous one, the 441, I thought it was equal on both. The finish is very drying. I wouldn't call it too drying, but it's gonna score a point or two less in my overall grade for this because of that. But overall, very good. But when I'm comparing, we want to compare all three. I'm definitely going to say that Cask 441 was one of the best whiskeys I've tried, and I can't say that about this particular one.
No.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I mean, just like Narby said, it has some good elements, but again, they don't always go together. They keep switching, like I said before, like in a nonsensical fashion, and it's not epic. It doesn't blow you away. I mean, it's like stuff that I've had before, basically.
Yeah, the nose is very impressive now that the whiskey's been breathing for a good 10-15 minutes or so. And with the addition of water, the nose really is very nice. Palate falls a little bit short. I'm gonna do one more taste before I give this a score.
Oh yeah, nose. It might just need like a lot more air and time too. Maybe we're not even doing its due diligence for time wise. Yeah, the
Sure.
nose is getting really good.
Sure.
Just fruits and gummy bears.
Yeah.
And, oh.
Very, very candied and fresh on the nose, on the palate. Drying, it's lingering. It's very nice. Just our expectation level of after trying 441. We wanted it to be just as good. The score for me on this one's going to be a 92. 92 out of 100.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, a 92. Keep in mind, we're actually not factoring in price for our score. And these are miniatures. We got them as a set, as we talked about in the first review. Just keep in mind the full size bottle of this goes for around close about $8,000. So these are very, very collectible and expensive whiskeys. We're not factoring in price in our score, doing straight by quality. So cask 442, we gave it a score of 92.
Yep.
All right, you guys, we'll see you guys soon for the final review, which is going to be cask 443. See you guys then. Cheers.